Hello, Hofstra Pride Sports fans, and welcome back to another special interview right here on The Locker Room on 88.7 FM WRHU. I'm Tino, and joining me today are two Hofstra men's basketball legends in Jay Hernandez and Norman Richardson. Guys, welcome on to the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So before I start, to give a little background to our audience about you two played together on the Hofstra Pride from 1998 to 2001, compiling a stellar 72-22 record over that time, with Jay scoring 162 three-pointers, ranking 10th all-time in program history, and with Norman ranking 11th all-time in program history in points scored, along with back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances from 2000 to 2001. So my question for the both of you guys is, did you ever think you'd find yourself on the same team again after you moved on from the Pride?
You can take it now.
Yeah, let me answer this one. Okay. Well, when we were in college, I never imagined, first being a coach. At that time, my mindset was strictly on, playing after I graduated. So, to get this opportunity, it was something that I never thought about. As of recently, obviously we're both in a coaching profession. So we knew each other for 20 plus years. And now, with us being in this profession, we definitely wanted to work with one another. We trust one another. We respect one another. Jay's like family to me. And I couldn't tell you how excited I am to have the opportunity to work on his staff. And and learn from him, and just continue to grow and help in any way I can.
Yeah, I'm similar. This is to me a major blessing, like a dream come true. To be with a college teammate that we were so close. We're roommates on the road for a number of years, playing in a lot of meaningful games, and we both have seen each other grow up. We both. A part of each other's lives and families, and to be able to work professionally together, to me it just made sense, because I know Norman's going to tell me the truth, and I'm not going to take it personally, and vice versa. Like, we can really just be honest with each other because we want what's best for each other, and that's always been the way, from the time that we played for Coach Wright till today. So when this opportunity came and we had the chance to link up, I know we both felt great about it, because like Norm said, we're both going to learn a lot about what we've been doing the last few years separately, combine some ideas and, just bounce ideas off of each other, and hopefully make these guys a lot better in this bubble format that we're in now.
Now, Jay, you were hired by the Orlando Magic in 2014 as an assistant coach, focusing on player development, and you remained with that team until 2018. When you joined the Charlotte Hornets as an assistant coach and director of player development. And recently it was announced you will serve as the head coach of the Greensboro Swarm for the upcoming NBA G League bubble, as you mentioned, starting in February, taking place in Orlando. So were you surprised at all by this news?
I wasn't surprised necessarily. This is something that I've been wanting to do. I've wanted to be a head coach and get head coaching reps at one point or another. It's difficult when you're in the NBA to do that. You kind of get into your own little world of just doing your day-to-day operational stuff for the team and for coach. So at some point I knew that I wanted to try to branch out, whether that was coaching on a national team level, coaching in the summer, doing anything to just coach, just to sit in that seat for a little bit. And when this opportunity came up, the Hornets decided to opt into this bubble. Not every team in the NBA decided to opt into this bubble format. So, just went to show how much they valued player development, and then how much they valued coaching development by allowing me during the season to go ahead and do this for the 6 weeks. And it's obviously longer than 6 weeks because of the prep time. But, I was traveling with the team doing double duty this whole time. Now I'm here in quarantine. I'm thinking about, doing everything that, that needs to be done from a coaching standpoint. So I'm looking at things more on a macro level. I was learning from James Borrego and seeing how he was handling things day to day, how practice plans were formulated, what the scheduling looked like, doing media obligations, all the different things that come up. And it's been awesome. So after the 6 weeks, I'm going to go right back with the Hornets and finish out the second half of the season and be a part of that, and hopefully, just be utilized as an added resource, just from my experiences of, just seeing certain things here, certain things that we're going to try and say, hey, this really worked or this didn't work for one reason or another.
Now, this is your first time, coaching in the G League, like you mentioned, but someone who has a lot of experience in the G League coaching is Norman Richardson. So, Norman, what's the biggest difference between the G League and the NBA?
Well, I would say, it's not much of a difference, especially today. I mean, when you look at, all the teams that have that has affiliations, we're obviously a part of the Charlotte Hornets organization, and we're going to mirror everything that they do. So we pretty much are connected at the hip in that way. So I think as the league has grown, I've been in this league for this is my 5th year, and I'm starting from 2016 to today. The league has made some tremendous strides and has grown a ton. And I think with the affiliations and teams really invested in their development program, I think it's not that much of a difference in that regard. So I guess from a talent standpoint, with players, obviously, there's a gap there, but guys in our league, are trying to get to that level, and they're working their behinds off to make that a reality. And I think the gap is going to continue to shrink as these guys get better and better, and you will see as guys continue to work, they'll get the opportunity to play in the NBA.
You mentioned the name, Jay Wright before, the great head coach at Hofstra University from your tenure at 2001. Now, something that comes up to my mind is, did you guys talk to him at all about this opportunity? You're coach then, now you guys coaching together now.
I know, I've talked to him a bunch. I know we both stay in contact with Coach and, pick his brain and things like that. In this situation, you either want to coach or you don't. If you're asking people's opinions about coaching, you probably shouldn't be coaching. So I know from Norm and I, we didn't have to necessarily go out there and seek, somebody's opinion on us coaching here, but we do seek Coach's guidance in so many ways in life, and ask his opinions on various topics. And when this came up, he was the first call, say, hey, like, Norm and I are together again. And I can't tell you, he basically said, like, he was in tears, thinking about us in the coaching profession and being able to, after all these years, still looking out for each other, still helping each other. And the opportunity is just tremendous. Like, this is, once in a lifetime. We may never be in this scenario again in a bubble format at Disney, working with these guys. So, we're going to take it for everything that it's going to offer, and we're going to learn a lot. We're going to enjoy the experience and make the most of it.
As we look ahead now to the Greensboro Swarm's upcoming season, first game is February 11th, right around the corner, versus the Westchester Knicks. So, Coach Jay, what can we expect to see from the group?
I think you're going to see a really up-tempo style. We're going to see a team that's going to be unselfish, passing the ball. Like, the Hornets right now are tops in the league in assist percentage, and that's something that we want to continue here. So we don't have a lot of time to practice and build that chemistry, but that's something that we're harping on early, is just being unselfish, playing for your teammates, making each other all look good, because if you're playing selfishly, it's going to stand out. And, we're about trying to play the right way and winning games. And I think offensively, you're definitely going to see an up-tempo pace. Defensively, you're going to see a team that mixes things up, that's really, really gritty. Norm's going to take the helm on the defensive side of the ball for me, and he does a tremendous job on getting guys in the right position. So I think, and Norm can talk more about it, but defensively, we're going to be about being tough, communicating, having your teammates back the whole time, and hopefully we can hold teams to under 100 on any given night, and that's the goal.
Now, Norman, for you, I circled a certain game on my calendar. March 5th, you'll be facing off against the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. Is that, that organization you used to be with since 2017, is that a revenge game for you? Is that a little extra motivation to get that win?
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get a chance to see some familiar faces, guys that I've really grown some great friendships with. So it should be a fun game. I'm looking forward to that game. We actually played them in a scrimmage game prior to us playing them during this regular season bubble. So I get to see that team, early on. But again, it's gonna be a lot of fun to see some familiar faces. To see how guys have progressed. Just to see some guys that I really enjoyed, during my time in Fort Wayne. I can't wait to play against those guys, and should be exciting.
Definitely, and it definitely will be exciting to see the Greensboro Swarm season this year with you two at the helm, leading these guys to victory, hopefully, and maybe in 2 months we can do a follow-up interview, with the G League Championship. One last question I did have for you guys is, do you have any advice for the current Hofstra men's basketball team as they look to potentially head back to another NCAA tournament, something that hasn't been done since you two played on the same team?
Being consistent is not a very cool term, but it's actually cool to be great, right? And so by being consistent, we call it being great at basic. The results become great when you just do the right things every single day. So I think by listening to that coaching staff, they have a really, really great coaching staff. Obviously, Speedy was our teammate. We love him. I think they're doing a phenomenal job over there. Coach Mike and everybody that's there. All those guys, tremendous respect for what they're doing. But I think at the end of the day, it's really motivate each other by the way you work. I know our coaches used to say all the time, like, we won last year, but we have a different group this year, even though we're the same people. For one reason or another, you may think that you deserve more playing time the following year or more shots or whatever. We're all different for one reason or another. So I think it's just about guys figuring out what their roles are, and I think they've done a good job there with that. Continuing to push the pace on each other in practice and really get the most out of each other without taking it personally. I think that's the one thing we like to do is we practice like there were games. And then when we got to games, a lot of times it felt easier. I knew I didn't have Speedy or Norman pressuring me full court. And I felt like, man, I can do anything I want out here, so it's the same thing. I think iron sharpens iron, and those guys have done a phenomenal job. And we have a bunch of guys in the CAA that are playing with us right now. Nate Darling played for Delaware. Grant Riller played at Charleston, and one of our video coordinators, Wilman Mary. So we have a bunch of guys in the CAA that are a part of what we're doing here, and we like talking trash every time Hofstra beats them. So we want them to continue to do so.
I'll let you finish with this, Norman. How rewarding is it to get that second back-to-back NCAA tournament appearance? Because that's what Hofstra is currently striving for. For you guys, how rewarding was it knowing that you made it there after the whole season trying to defend that title?
It's very rewarding. It's something that you work for all summer long. You and your guys are working your behinds off all summer to try to defend that title. And you guys, it's a very tough thing to do. Everyone's is hunting for you in your conference, so you have to go into every game focused on just staying the course. Like I said earlier, just staying consistent and making sure you're following the game plan, making sure you're taking care of your body, making sure you're getting the proper rest, and so you're ready to compete at that highest level. So I think during that second that year that we were defending our title, we really had to just stay consistent and stay focused on on the task at hand. And I think we had a great group. We had 7 seniors that year. We had some great leadership along, with Jay, myself, Roberto Giddens, some great young guys. Coach Wright, obviously, and that staff was obviously unbelievably prepared and prepared us to be the best team that we could possibly be. And we were able to defend our title. And it was one of the best memories I had at Hofstra.
That'll do it for us today on The Locker Room right here on 88.7 FM, WRHU Radio, Hofstra University. I'm Tino Pattigno, and it was great talking to 2 Hofstra basketball legends in Jay Hernandez and Norman Richardson today. Guys, thank you so much for coming on, and best of luck this season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tino.